Welcome, everyone. I'm so glad you're here joining me today. So I hope you're having a good weekend. When this is posted, it is a Saturday, and I had a really great day. My son took me to the movies. That was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. We went to see The Odyssey. If you get an opportunity to see it, I would definitely say go see it. It was definitely worth it. I was crying because it was such a love story, the way she waited for him for 20 years and just everything that he had to endure. And honestly, when I watch movies like this, I am thankful I'm a woman and I'm not a man. Like the things men have to endure, like just being in that Trojan horse during Troy, like not have eaten, tired, like hot. The things that men do, I mean, they are amazing. I don't know. It's just amazing. I'm so glad I'm a woman. So we're going to go ahead and get into, of course, I cried the whole time. I'm a Cancer, right? I cried, of course. And my son thought it was adorable. So we're going to get into the Sacred Rebels Oracle, one of my favorites. It's perfect for, if you're doing a lot of work and you've progressed forward and you're kind of moving forward through the whole thing. This is something I read for myself, and I decided to share it because I know a lot of people are on the journey as well. And you might get something out of it. So I thought it'd be a great idea to share it. So I've been doing that. So the card that we got was number 18, Spirals of Manifestation. So this is the card. It's really thundering out. It rained. It really cleared out the skies, but it's really thundering. And I love thunderstorms and rain. I love it. So we're going to go ahead and get into this reading. I'm excited to see what it's got to say. All right. The creative, rebellious path of love moves in spirals. It is not linear. Sometimes our minds decide that the way forward is to take clear steps from one point to the next logical point. However, there is a genius within that can guide us on an alternative route. If there is an unnecessary pothole or delay in the typical linear path of progression, and the curved loop in the path will be quicker, more fun, and more beautiful, then why not allow yourself to be guided to that path? This can happen through trust and wisdom rather than rigid adherence to what on the surface appears to be logical progression. You are in the midst of a spiral of manifestation. Something is coming into being, even if you think it is further away than ever before. How amazing it will seem when what you have been dreaming of falls into place. Suddenly, that what you have been thinking of creating will plunk into your reality, seemingly out of nowhere, because it was just around the bend, just out of view on the spiral of manifestation, and you could not see it coming. In truth, it was coming to you all along. This oracle has a message for you. Sometimes when we feel the furthest away from what we want, we are actually closer than ever before. Just one turn on the spiral loop of creation can see your manifestation taking root in the world. You must hold true to your faith and keep working on your progress. Forget about believing it when you are seeing it. An old soul or a young soul can do it. You are a bigger, braver, more ancient soul. You have enough chutzpah to believe it so that you can see it sooner, bigger, and brighter. Do not give in to those who tell you it should have happened already or that you failed. They're just suffering from a lack of patience and understanding, as well as an arrogant assumption that their notion of timing is somehow superior to the greater divine timing at play in life. Be in goodwill with yourself and the universe. All is unfolding perfectly, whether you feel it right now or not. This oracle also brings a message to you about the perfect synchronicities that are taking place in your life. You may have started to notice these already. I certainly have. Definitely the numbers, like 444 the last 2 weeks. Like I can't even, like every time I look, there's 444. Yesterday, 1010 was coming up a lot. But yes, I've seen a lot of synchronicities over the several months, but particularly these last 2 weeks. Let's continue. You may, when we live with the heart, honoring our creative center and choosing unlikely but lovingly rebellious ways to be in the world, We will begin to notice synchronicities every day. It is through the universe. It is the, sorry. It is as though the universe is speaking to us intimately on all matters, which of course it is. This oracle reminds you that there is no point rushing to the bus stop. If you are way too early, you are just wasting your time. Better to live your life at a more appropriate pace and get there at the right time. You don't need the anxiety that comes with rushing towards your destiny. Try not to worry quite so much about the future. You will attract what you want and need so much more enjoyable if you relax and deal with the here and now. This is so true because a lot of times you gauge yourself in progression with other people, and you have to remember that everybody's timing is different and the divine is in control. So you just got to kind of allow yourself to go with the flow. And it's not easy. It's definitely not easy because in our culture, everything's expected here and now. I was thinking about it when I was watching the Odyssey today with my son when we went to the theater. I was thinking about like way back, not even too long ago, even in my time, you could send a letter to someone and it may have taken a few days or even a week or 2 weeks to get to someone, depending on how far they were. Imagine in the 1800s, if you sent a letter and your husband was away traveling or at war or whatever, and you sent a letter and you didn't even know if you were going to hear back. And then if you did hear back, it could take weeks, it could take months to hear back. Like, we are so much more impatient than we've ever been. Like, we're very lucky. I mean, we send a text now, if somebody doesn't respond in 2 seconds, we're having a fit, right? All right, let's continue. Remember too that your life path is unfolding in harmony with the paths of others. You will meet with each other for the greatest benefit when you trust in the flow of one great creative spiral upon which this galaxy spins. Everything is ultimately in harmony with everything else to fulfill the great big creative intent of supreme creative force of love. You're included in that, lucky. And the healing process is, say, spirals of creation, spirals of light. You bring my manifestations to life. I trust in your wisdom and in your grace. Help me be wise and keep the faith. Repeat as needed. We'll say that one more time. Spirals of creation, spirals of light. You bring my manifestations to life. I trust in your wisdom and in your grace. Help me be wise and keep the faith. I love that. I love it. So that was great. So yeah, I needed to hear that. All right, now we're going to do the Work Your Light. And this is what that looks like if you're curious. Okay. And you can get these online. So the one that we got is Anna, grandmother of Jesus, seeding the light, laying the foundation, divine plan. Jesus' grandmother, our savior. All right, I'm going to put that here and read that one. Anna, grandmother of Jesus, was an ancient mystic who dedicated her life to laying the foundations for Christ consciousness to be woven through all of life. She is not widely known, but without her, Christ consciousness would not be rising as it is today. Anna represents the quiet dedication that is sometimes required to live a life of service. She represents the generations that came before that devoted their lives to dreaming a new world into being while knowing that they would not see the glorious end results. She represents the dutiful soldier, the unconditional mother, and the mystic who can see the thread that is woven through all of life. Anna teaches us that we all have parts to play in the divine plan. It doesn't have to be on the world stage to be significant. One person's part is not worthier than another. One person's part may be to mother their children. Another's may be to gather women in circle each month. No part is better or worse, more important or less significant. We each have within us a seed of light that we incarnate to share. Anna is gathering us all to remember and surrender to our part of the plan. And the work your light activation is to look at the card, put your hand on your heart, and say, Beloved Anna, thank you for laying the foundations of the divine plan. May the seeds of light within me be revealed, and may I surrender to my part of the divine plan. I love this because one of the things that I've noticed that's changed a lot in my lifetime, I'm in my early 50s, and what's changed greatly is women getting together. You don't really see it as much as you used to see it before. I think we spend a lot more time with our men. It's like we're kind of like, oh, he's my best friend. Like that's when you're in a relationship. Like I feel like it's a really good thing if women got together more. It's almost like we've become desensitized to leaning more into our feminine energy. And I feel like if we're around more women and we come together in more of like a sisterhood mentality instead of being, judgmental and mean to each other, that if we came in support of each other, that it would do a lot of good for women. I think as women, we suffer a lot and we put this suffrage on ourselves. We isolate ourselves from other women because we feel like their intentions may not be good. And sometimes they're not, right? But I think it's important that we have those types of relationships with each other because we need each other to lean on. We need to have that type of support because we understand each other in a way that men don't understand each other. And I think it's a good thing that we come together more. And I am seeing people making more effort in trying to pull these types of things together. I do see this happening more recently. And that makes me happy. It encourages me. I'm glad to see that. So we're going to go ahead and pull an angel number and an angel wisdom wisdom card. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video for when I shuffle this because this is an enormous deck, and I will unpause it when I have the card out. So interesting. So we got angel number 411, important relationships. Okay, important relationships. See the value in those you love. You are called to select one relationship close to you and nurture it with attentive and loving in an attentive and loving way. Think about how to tell a loved one how much you care for them, appreciate them, and see them in your life. Make time for them today as you communicate how important they are. Yes, we need to. It's really important to make sure that you tell people that you love, that are close to you, how important they are to you and why they're important to you. Express the actual emotions. Let people feel what it is you feel towards them through your words. Because a lot of times we just assume people know how we feel and we don't express it verbally enough. And I think it's really important that we focus on that. And then when I pulled the angel wisdom, we got two, which I was really excited about because yesterday I had something come up on rebirth and I got rebirth again. And I think I even posted on my Instagram yesterday something rebirth because I was feeling rebirth. I was feeling that energy yesterday. So rebirth says, I'm in constant bloom. I am refreshed, rejuvenated, and reborn. Absolutely. I feel that. Like I woke up this morning. Yeah, let me finish reading this and I'll tell you. You have entered a period of spiritual awakening and rebirth where you have the opportunity to align with your higher self and the overarching principles that guide you. The angels say to be prepared to be the best you can. I love this. So I have to tell you guys a story. So today I went to the store and this gentleman got this eye contact with me. I mean, really tight eye contact with me. And we were like shuffling with the carts. He didn't say anything. I said, thank you. He still didn't say anything, but he just kept this eye contact on me. And it was this, I can't even explain it. It was like almost like we recognized each other. It was a very interesting eye contact I had with this gentleman. Then I went to the butcher after that, and this young lady just looks at me again, this strong eye contact, like we recognized each other. And she just looked at me. She goes, you are so beautiful. And I was like, thank you. I said, so are you. It was just, I don't know, the energy. It was something it wasn't like a normal interaction. There was some energy behind both of those interactions. And then I woke up this morning and I felt like this joy. Like I even had tears in my eyes. Like I had this immense joy. It was a very interesting day. I woke up like a whole different person. So it felt like a rebirth. It really did. Okay. The next card I got was love. I give my heart, ready to receive the heart of another. The angels are supporting your relationship and want to remind you of the importance of giving love and support to your partner. Spend time with your loved ones and balance your affection in a healthy way. That is beautiful. And if you're not in a relationship, it could be those you love around you, right? Showing that love. Because I feel like we just lose that sometimes. We need to feel love towards each other and express it through our words, right? 411. So yeah, today was an interesting day. Like the video if you enjoyed it. And let me know below if any of this resonates with you, because it is interesting to, let me drink some water. It is interesting. I'm a big connection person, so I love when people put comments, if things resonate, let me know, because I'd be interested in hearing where you're at in your journey, how things have been with you. Share some of your stuff. I'm a big connection person. I love hearing people's stories. I love hearing people's experiences. I find it absolutely fascinating. I've definitely gone down the hole of Instagram yap videos. I've even made a few over the last few days, and it's a lot of fun. I really, really enjoy it. I even have some friends that responded to one of mine, and that was really nice because these are friends I haven't talked to in years and years and years, and it just triggered them to reply to my video, and it really touched me. I loved hearing from them, even if it was just a hey, hello, I just love connecting with people. I feel like we lost that over the years, especially when COVID hit and everything. Everybody went really insular, and I love seeing people coming out more and connecting, because there is something very special about the human to human connection, and I just don't want us to ever lose that. There's something about the heart space. We need to get more in the heart space with each other, because when you can feel other people's emotions and energy and stuff like that, it allows you to gain more empathy and understanding towards others, because it's not good to be cold. It's not good to come from a dark place in your heart. You want to come from the place of light in your heart where it shines bright, because that energy goes out and it amplifies other people's hearts in a positive way. So yeah, I think it's important. I'm really happy seeing people connecting, but I'm going to end this here. It's late. It's already 2100 at night, and I want to still have my dinner. I haven't even eaten really today, and I want to relax a little bit. But until tomorrow, blessings, everyone.